instead of trying to put all of the reasons of why AA or 12-step programs are harmful, I'm just going to speak about the three that came to my mind. Like when I was just the first three that when I was making a list, I stopped at three and I said, I'm just going to go with the top three that I put on this piece of paper. Okay. So the first one is that it hasn't been updated in over 100 years. And we know a hell of a lot more about substance use disorder than we knew back when they wrote the book, right? And the program is rooted in dogma, and it's not rooted in science and fact and what we actually know. And instead, they tell people that they're powerless and that they have this allergy, and it's just it's not true like that. Now, for me, number two, it's my personal experience of my mental health issues were treated like character defects, right? So they were treated, rather than actually getting help, it was that I had to pray it away, or write 10-step inventory about it, and pray and meditate about it on step 11. And if it was stuff that was bothering me so much that I needed to get outside of myself and go help other people. But the thing is, when I'd be done helping other people, when I'd lay my head at night, my problems were still there. My mental health issues were still there, and they weren't getting any better. So, it's really dangerous for people who have co-occurring disorders. Also, it's not trauma informed. I mean, you have people writing fourth steps and then reading them to just a sponsor, just another person who's not qualified at all, and they're listening to that, and then the person is left after bringing all of this stuff up, and it's just supposed to be prayed, and then you're finding your part in things like an essay, like you still have to find your part in that stuff, and I think it really messes people up, because that's not how you deal with trauma. It's very careful, and 12-step just, it doesn't treat it seriously at all. And then the last one that I had was 13, and there's more, trust me, there's a hell of a lot more, and even the things that I'm saying, we could get a lot more in depth in each one of them, but I just kind of wanted to make this and get something up there in response to that. But 13 step, right? We have a whole jokes and culture around SA in the rooms. It's absolutely disgusting, I really don't think I need to. So actually, no, I will say more. And the thing is that there is something about the rooms that it just, for predators, it is a great place for them to be. And there are, I can't talk, sorry. More about 13 stepping, you can check out Monica Richardson on YouTube has a documentary called 13 Step, and then New Hampshire Public Radio actually within this past year put out a podcast called The 13th Step, and it's about mostly about Eric Spofford, but it also talks about how basically it can be a breeding ground, it's the perfect place for a sexual predator, and that's why people like Eric Spofford and so many others are able to do what they do, because they're in this place of power. And it's supposed to be there's no one in charge in AA, but that in every room there are the AA superstars, right? And that just breeds a very shitty environment for a lot of people. So those are just a few things in a nutshell, just me kind of just I literally just wrote a couple things on a piece of paper, and I was whatever comes to mind, top three, bam, I'm just going to go with that. I obviously have a lot more to say about this, but this was just in response to a comment. Honestly, there's more and more information out there. There are so many books now out there. I really recommend reading The U.S. of AA, and it's the true history of Alcoholics Anonymous, and there's just so much that we've been lied to about the program, and the program is, I honestly feel even the people that it's helpful, even the people that it's helping, I think in the long run it's still not helping them. Like the stuff that it is setting them up, like their brain and what they're thought to believe, the belief system of being powerless, of not being able to trust your own thinking, I think that's harmful. Just that right there. And then there's just so many other ways it's harmful. But yeah, this probably really sucks, but I'm not re recording it, so it is what it is.